Well, guess what?
What?
It is
Dinski week.
Are you threatening me?
Yes.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Livin Cruddy with Cruddy Joe. I'm here tonight with Gene Geronimo Coffinberry, Modest Jimmy Hansen, and Bo Dinski, the official drummer and unofficial sex symbol of the Creeping Cruds. Or has it been made official?
It's official.
No.
It's the glamour war between Bo and James. It's like kind of like Cheap Trick. On the front of the album, you have Bo and James, and on the back, it's me and Chris.
That's right. The hotties and the naughties.
You guys get to ride
Motorcycles.
We have to ride tricycles.
Right.
Bo, if that is your real name, having grown up in a military family and always finding yourself moving, how do you feel that's influenced you as a musician, and how were the different music scenes and the many different, I think it kind of like half a dozen states you lived in?
Yeah, well, I didn't really experience any music scene, until I moved to Tennessee. I saw a few shows in Florida. I led a very sheltered life, didn't really get out much.
You were over in Tampa, right?
I was in Orlando.
Orlando is pretty much void of music there. I think you had Genitorturers.
Yeah, I saw them. Yeah, I saw them, and I was kind of taken aback because I had no idea what I was getting into.
Bo, if you show up to a town and there's no music scene, that means you have to be the trailblazer. Moving to Podunk, Tennessee, was it much of a culture shock to you?
I thought I had died and gone to hell because, I was a trailblazer.
What year did you move to Tennessee?
25, 26 years ago?
You gonna make us do math?
No. Yeah. Ish.
Oh, okay.
That's about right.
I remember we had, before the time when you joined the band, we had encountered you at some gig, and
you were looking for a drummer pre-Sammy, but I was pressed for time, had small kids, and really didn't want to drive to Nashville. In a year or so, I joined up with No Loves. We signed on to the Eddie Spaghetti fundraiser. That was the show Randy Alexander was at. I met Randy, only time I met him, and changed me. What a guy. That was also the first time I ever saw the Cruds play. And I was like, wow, what did I pass on? Because the bass player was 9 feet tall, standing on a table over everybody. And I thought, this is the greatest thing I have seen, and I don't know when.
well, I do recall that night talking to you about that, and probably told Chris, I'm like, just make sure you have his number because we're going to be calling him later. He's starting to cry. He's breaking up a little bit. It is. Just let the emotions come.
You just gotta get the poison out.
I'm still trying to learn to smile,
Yeah, considering both of your boys are musicians, have you considered the family band route during the pandemic?
I did the family band thing with my older son.
Why the fuck? Why are we talking about pancakes?
Because Hanson doesn't know how to make pancakes.
I get a frittata update every day.
No frittata this weekend.
I was just going to say, I saw once or twice he brought you some meatloaf or something.
Meatloaf has gluten in it. So.
It doesn't have to.
Joe, can I ask a Jeff question now?
Absolutely.
How long did you live in Alaska?
I became a man in Alaska.
What was that like?
Kind of like New York, I would imagine.
Where'd you go from there?
Well, Wyoming one time, and back, and then Florida. So I went from one corner to another corner, like that.
Who's better, Peter Criss or Eric Carr?
Peter Criss, Eric Kiss, immensely more than Eric Carr. Eric Carr, everything is very regular, syncopated, planned out, like a drum machine. But
wait a minute, wait. Are you saying a member of KISS was calculated?
Eric Carr could not have played on Rock and Roll Over. No way. Not a chance. He was not allowed in the ladies' room. Peter, on the other hand, I heard stories about Peter.
Who's more distasteful, Paul or Gene?
I'm gonna say Gene just because Paul is so smooth. Peaches! He does.
I told you I'm obsessed with him on watching him on Facebook. I can't look away.
Well, I wore my Rock and Roll Over in honor of him.
Thank you.
Peter Criss plays the Exit In fairly regularly. For $25, he'll play your birthday or bar mitzvah too.
What do I get for $75? Like I said, I've heard stories.
Peter Criss played all the stuff on Destroyer, right?
Oh, he just played drums.
Smart ass.
He's a funny guy.
When I heard Detroit Rock City when I was a kid, I was like, holy shit.
You wanted to shout it out loud.
Yeah, it
Well,
wasn't
when
like-
was your life-changing Kiss moment, Bo?
My stepbrother gave me a copy of Rock and Roll Over. And then I had a really bad radio with crappy speakers. I used to put like headphones on and go to sleep wearing it. And the problem happened, my dad's bedroom was directly over mine. And sometimes I would kind of roll over in my sleep and unplug the headphone. And suddenly the room was full of noise. I got in a little trouble.
In Alaska.
I saw them in 83 or 84, whatever year it was that the Plasmatics toured with them.
Oh.
Plasmatics were so great. That's all I remember from that show. I did see years later Kiss when they did the big reunion with Peter Criss. It was the original lineup, and Peter Criss was like, he was just like a frail old man up there. It was sad. I mean, Ace was great, but
Yeah, I've heard he's aged a lot.
We're losing you, man.
now you're back.
Am I back?
Yeah. I mean, it's better, but it's still your face.
Yeah.
That was a crack that Joe would have done if he just knew Bo a little better.
Yeah.
That's okay. What you don't know won't hurt me.
Speaking of, my observation is that Bo is probably the quickest witted drummer we've had, the most humorous, but probably the stuff you spit out is so fast it goes unnoticed. And a lot of times it's hilarious shit. I just don't think anybody hears it. I'm laughing, you're laughing a little bit, and I know Chris and Jimmy are.
That's okay. They're less likely to be offended and therefore pissed off at me. So I get to enjoy it.
You'll just do it under your breath, and if you're not paying attention, you miss some humor there, I think. Yeah, if you want more credit for it, then
Shout it out loud.
Let me get this off my chest.
I was going to say, they do have shows in Colombia now on the square at Charlie's record store.
That's a cool record store. It really is. And it was here when I moved here, and then it vanished. Anyone has seen the movie Daltrey Calhoun, Johnny Knoxville movie, was actually filmed mostly in Colombia. They rebuilt the record store for that movie. Somebody bought the location and opened Variety Record there.
are there any orangutans in that movie?
Well, then we're not interested.
That really wasn't where I was going, but the Cruds could play there.
Really?
Is that a tuba?
That's
Oh my God, pussy.
That's Gully, Freya's 30-pound tabby.
From the planet Arconan.
That thing could feed a village.
He never breaks out the orangutan.
There's no G in orangutan.
He's got allergies.
Well, outside of the Kiss drummers, what other drummers have been very influential on you? Besides Ricky Rocket, I mean.
I love Bun, Cheap Trick, Reg Isidore, early Robin Trower, Mitch Mitchell, John Bonham, all the usual suspects. Tommy Aldridge, Nico McBrain. I don't play like any of them, but
Bunny? Not Bunny?
Oh, you said Bunny.
I always definitely Bunny.
He led with that.
Well, I have hearing problems, right?
I saw him at the Ryman like 7 years ago, maybe. Unbelievable. That guy could sing all those songs. It was unbelievable.
Man, they are hands down one of the best live bands. You just got to go and see them when they play this right song selection. Because you'll go and catch them on a night when they want to play all this like 80s shit. And it's like, oh, they're boring. Then you'll catch them when they're doing like Budokan.
Wait, did they have any other songs other than Don't Be Cruel? When did your obsession with Night of the Demons begin?
It began and ended when you showed it the first time. Actually, I think I saw it at Gene's house once before. We watched it during practice. I missed the big screen, by the way, and I just might want to get in there. I missed practice.
I honestly thought it was Bo queuing up Night of the Demons every night after the primary feature. Was it not?
No,
I think what was happening was that was the suggested movie.
no, I've never deliberately killed off anything that you're showing.
Then it became Tourist Trap.
Yeah, I thought we were seeing Tourist Trap a lot. I never knew how that was happening. I just thought you liked it.
No, not that much.
This week we have Island of Terror. Are any of you guys familiar with that movie?
Nope.
I guess not.
Well, it's a classic. It was one of those ones where people are like, holy shit, that movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And then the follow-up movie is another movie, which is like, man, they must have just left the shit on set and filmed this movie right. These monsters live underground on this island. They come out and they suck the bones out of people and they turn them into Lipton noodles. Pretty gruesome.
What is it called?
Island of Terror.
Peter Cushing?
Peter Cushing, yes. And then these creatures procreate, they divide, and they take over the whole island. When I was a kid and I saw that, it didn't ring to me that it was like an older movie. I thought it was current. I thought that island was somewhere near Florida, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, Gene thought it was a documentary. You guys want to hear about Bo's early bands?
You've seen No Loves. You know No Love.
No Loves get an A for effort. They will take, at least for a while, they would take Sunday night gigs at Springwater. And
I played a few Sunday nights at Springwater, and I hope to never, ever play Springwater again.
we've had a couple good shows at Springwater. I will say that place, once you go in and rock, it stays fucking rocked.
I would die for rock and roll.
That's right.
Favorite freakout movie so far, Bo?
Oh my goodness, there have been so many classics. It's really hard to say. Maybe Suburban Sasquatch.
Yes.
Because it was just such a prime piece of crap. It was fabulously bad.
What was your least favorite?
Probably Suburban Sasquatch. It's terrible. That one takes me back because I used to live next door to a dollar theater. And whatever was showing Friday night was my favorite movie. There was a hole in the fence. We could go right out of the apartment complex, through the hole in the fence, like right to the front door of the theater. My vote is People Under the Stairs.
Yeah, I was just saying, Gene loves Wes Craven movies, so.
Fuck you.
Is there an underlying story here?
He's made some really shitty movies. Now, he made a couple that were decent, fucking Hills Have Eyes, kind of like that Deadly Blessing.
I can tell you what I made for dinner last night. It was amazing.
All right, well, so Jimmy's Cruddy Cuisine is whatever he made. Tell us about that, and then we'll make a little graphic, and then...
I made Korean bulgogi beef last night. It was amazing. It's bulgogi. And it was delicious. You put some rice and a nice cabbage slaw salad together with it. Top it with lots of things. You put out a bunch of veggies, a little toppings bar. Brown sugar, soy sauce, a little bit of ginger, some garlic, crushed red pepper. It's delicious. Fried egg on top. Oh. I didn't eat all day yesterday until I ate this.
You want to see something crazy? Look at that giant splotch of white hair.
I thought you were Bonnie Raitt just for a minute.
So are you ready to play the Guess the Song game? I think we agreed last week that you probably would be the first one to get the song, but probably not the movie. Gardens of Nocturne Forbidden Delight.
That's Blue Oyster Cult, isn't it?
I'm sorry, we can't help you. You have to come up with the answers.
Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll, I think, but I can't remember the next line.
We'll give you half point for that. Gardens of Nocturne, Forbidden Delight. Reigns of Steel, and It's All Right. Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll. Marshall will buoy, but Fender control, which is bullshit. Bullshit. What does that even mean, buoy? It buoys? It floats? We'll give Jeff a 3/4 or 2/3 because he got the band, he got the song, he just didn't get the next line. An easy choice or a difficult one, but you have to pick which one you want to go with first.
Well, I'm going to go with the easy pickings.
And then I'll give the hard one to everybody here. That's what she said. Nobody puts ketchup on a hot dog.
That's the easy one? I put ketchup on a hot dog.
Oh.
Heinz jalapeno ketchup. I don't know the movie.
Well, you want to go ahead and throw the hard one at you, maybe you'll get that one. Same actor, different movie. Next turkey who tries that, I'm going to shoot him, stuff him, and put an apple up his ass.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Both movies, the actor is Clint Eastwood. The first one is Harry Callahan from Sudden Impact, and then the last one is shockingly, also in my book, Callahan, from the movie Gauntlet, The Gauntlet. So we have nobody that's gotten both yet. What would you do if Boomer turned up? One of the We got to thank Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jane. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Bo.
Thank you, Bo, for being a friend. The heart is true. You're a friend and a confidant. And if you hit through a party and invited everyone you knew, you invited Hitler. All right. I think that's all we got for the evening, folks. Thanks for tuning in. So for Gene Coffenbear and the rest of the Get Along gang, I am Cruddy Joe saying, G's up, O's down, while your motherfuckers mouth. So see you all next week.